to the Crappie fishing channel, where we catch crappie out of a camo boat. It has gotten cold. I think the air temperature the last couple days has been in the 30s. Water temperature, as you can see there, just under 40 degrees at 39 degrees. It snowed last night, and it was spitting snow on me all day today. So the water clarity, it's not real clear, if as you've seen on the title, fishing muddy water. Now this isn't, chocolate milk, but the visibility is extremely low, and I think that you'll be able to tell through these clips how close I'm having to get that bait to these fish, and as you're seeing, not a lot of reaction from them until you can get their attention. And right there, just kind of coaxing them, a little bit slower of a bite. Um, if you've been watching, I've really got to where I like pitching to these fish, but today it was windy, and a lot of times I was having to do a lot to be able to just even stay on the spot. Typically, on a breezy day where you've got maybe 5 to 10 mile per hour winds, or even 5 mile an hour winds, 10 mile per hour gusts, with the Garmin force trolling motor that I use, I normally don't have to get over 2 at the most, maybe 3. But most of the time I can just use the lowest power for the prop and move around. Today I would be on 3, and with the waves coming in, it would be pushing me back, so I would have to jump it up to 6, 7, and sometimes 8 just to try to get back. So I actually never even picked up one of the shorter rods to pitch it. I'm getting one's attention right there, but never even picked up one of the shorter rods to pitch it today, just because it was, I wouldn't have had a chance. I did pick up an Alabama rig and threw it over top of this pile a couple times. And if that's something y'all want to see, I didn't catch any fish. I think I had too much weight. Very first time I ever threw an Alabama rig, I think I had too much weight on it. But I thought if there's a bass in there, I might coax it out. But if y'all want to see what it looks like, an Alabama rig going over top of one of those, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I didn't catch any fish, but something you want to see, I've got it on the boat. I could definitely show you that. But right there, I caught that fish there. I had to get down in the brush pile there to get into it, but it actually turned out to be a much better day than I expected, considering how windy it was and how hard the fishing was. I was tickled with the results of today. I ended up going to finish up with 17 keepers, and I did not think that was bad, given it's January. So I was tickled with that. Had 17 keepers, and the best 7. I didn't do a real good job of keeping up with the weight of all of them, but I did weigh 7 of them, and it was right around 5 1/4. So nothing grand, but out of those 17 keepers, most of them was 10 inches or above, and I had a lot of fun with that. I was very fortunate today. I never broke off. I ended up getting stuck in the brush a couple times, but was able to pull through it and fished all day with the same 2 jigs. Only used 2 jigs today. I used a Freaky Frank's, and I do not know what the little devil's called, but it's just like a little worm-looking bait with a triangle tail on it. I used that in a white and chartreuse, and then I used a Jinko, I believe it's a 3-inch, like shad imitation bait, and it was in the whatchamacallit color. But they seemed to like it real well, and that's what I fished with for that. I was on the water 2 days this week, and I got footage for yesterday. I'm gonna try to get a video out on it. And what I did with it is I recently fished in the Crappie Masters Kentucky Club on Green River Lake, and I did not win that event, but I was lucky enough to get drew for a door prize. And in that door prize, they gave I think there was 4 baits and 2 sets of jig heads and then some stickers and stuff. But I decided that I was just going to take what I'd got in that bag and use my rods and see if I couldn't catch fish on just what was in that bag. And I've got a video of that I'll be releasing probably midweek. So be sure to check that out. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to continue bringing content to you throughout the winter and into the spring. And we know that spring is crappie fishing time. So hopefully the fishing will just continue to get better and better. We have a lot of wonderful ideas for the channel. Here I'm showing you, I'll get back to that, but here I wanted to show you sometimes whenever I'm moving between places, you'll see I use the side imaging on the top, and then I have a map on the left, and then I can still use my forward-facing sonar, the Livescope, to still see what's going on. But that was why I had that in there, just kind of to show you that. But yeah, we're going to be trying to go to some different lakes, and even getting on the river and doing some fishing that maybe isn't crappie fishing. I've got a canoe, so I'm hoping to get some river and creek fishing, and it is camouflage as well, so I will still be true to the channel as far as sticking with the camouflage. But as you can see there, wearing my new AFTCO. I got the AFTCO Hydronaut rain gear suit, and I was very impressed with it as far as keeping warm. I haven't fished in the rain in it, but I have fished in the cold, and it will definitely keep you warm. I will say though that there's no give to it with those straps. There's no elastic in it, so it definitely fits snug. But of course, I'm having to wear some clothes under it. But it definitely a nice suit, and definitely keeps you warm. And here, pretty interesting little deal here. I dropped in on these crappie and watch what happens. So I'm, of course, with the wind as crazy as it is, I'm having to move the trolling motor back and forth, and I'm really messing with danger here because, as you can see, I've got sticks and everything. But watch that jig right there. Here comes the fish. He hits it. Look, he gets hung in that stick, and I'm all barreled over. I can still feel the fish. And I don't know if there was a fork in it or what, but I was able to get it to pull through. All right, here at this next clip, of course, I'm going to catch a fish out of this treetop here, this tree laid over. But remember this tree, kind of the way that it looks, because I'm going to show you something in the next clip with the side imaging. So there's the tree on forward imaging, or forward facing sonar, whatever you want to call it, the Livescope. And then here in this clip, so I'm going to drive past that tree, and you can see there's I've got the mark on it, and headed to another waypoint. And look on the top side imaging. That is me going past that tree, and there is some more fish sitting in it. They were higher up in the water column, and I was going to check this tree that I'm going to next. You'll see with it. So I'm moving. There I am, moving down the bank, and I just had caught that one. And you can see the snow spitting there, and the wind blowing. But moving down the bank, and I'm going to come to this next piece of structure. And I guess you can see here as I'm backing up, because I've seen these fish a little bit better signatures. So I'll use the whole front portion of my deck. I'll walk all the way around it just so that I can try to get that jig exactly where I want it. There we go, got that one. And this was probably fish number 17. I don't think after that, I didn't really know how many I had. I knew I didn't have the limit, but I know I was kind of close. I ended up going and checking a couple different spots, and the and this one here's pretty cool. So after I'd caught that one, I seen these come off of that pile, and I didn't think they were really all that good size, and they turned out they weren't. But you can see the bow in the line, and I'm actually chasing these fish. And I do this from time to time, practice, because I have done it with bigger fish before. So even sometimes whenever you get these little fish, it's good just to practice chasing them down. So if you'll keep the bait, don't bring the bait under them, but if you'll keep it over their head, a lot of times as soon as you get it right over top of them, you can see it'll accelerate. Watch it. It'll just suck that bait in. But yeah, I appreciate you watching the channel. Like I said, we're gonna try to bring a lot of content. Not much. I haven't really spent a lot of time bass fishing with the Livescope just because I've been crappie fishing so much. But um, I did get an Alabama rig. I threw that today. I think I had too much weight on it because it was sinking really fast, and I have a feeling that you have to spend a lot more time messing with it than what you do these crappie. But I'm gonna try that now that I've got a little bit more camera equipment. I will be trying to get a lot different footage, and like I said, I'll be out on the creeks when it warms up. I'm not gonna do it right now, but we're gonna keep fishing, keep going places, keep doing things. We appreciate uh, hitting the like button, all the subscribers. We appreciate that, and all the positive comments everybody's left. So thanks everybody for watching.